All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Always.
Awesome. Well, today we're tackling crypto, but with a twist.
Oh, a twist. I like twists.
You and me both. And this one involves, you guessed it, Trump.
Hmm. Color me intrigued.
So we've been poring over articles all week, and wow, there's a lot to unpack about his latest crypto moves.
I bet. He's certainly been making headlines.
Big time. Just announced his picks for this crypto strategic reserve thing he's proposing.
Yeah, the whole reserve concept is raising eyebrows for sure.
Totally. And the coins he chose. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano.
Quite the mix.
Right. And the market's reacting like Cardano jumped 70% already.
Oh yeah, those price surges are definitely eye-catching.
No kidding. But this isn't just about quick market wins. This ties into a bigger story.
About?
Well, about Trump's, let's call it, evolving relationship with crypto.
You mean how he once called Bitcoin a scam?
Exactly. But now, he wants the U.S. to be the crypto capital of the world. Wants less regulation. Even launched those family crypto tokens, remember?
It's a pretty drastic shift, you have to admit.
Yeah, what's driving this 180? Is it genuine belief in crypto, or is it,
Political strategy? Maybe some personal financial interests sprinkled in?
probably a bit of everything, right?
It wouldn't be surprising, to be honest. Especially with, well, inflation and the dollar weakening. Some say this crypto push is a way for him to appeal to younger voters while hedging against economic wobbles.
Ah, playing both sides. Smart.
Well, effective at least. And then there's the crypto strategic reserve itself. At first, it was all about a national stockpile of digital assets.
Right, like the government just holding on to whatever crypto they have.
Exactly. But now it's a reserve with specific kinds. That implies active buying, maybe even market meddling.
Yeah, that's way different than just holding. It's confusing, for sure.
Totally. Like with traditional reserves oil. Precious metals governments use those to stabilize prices, ensure supply in emergencies, or, exert influence.
Right, classic strategic moves.
But apply that to crypto. It gets murky fast.
Yeah, like what does it even mean for the U.S. to have a controlling stake in, Bitcoin?
Could they use it to influence global markets? Control capital flow?
Whoa, that's uncharted territory.
Big time. We're potentially talking about reshaping the entire crypto landscape.
Things are about to get really interesting. So let's break down those coins Trump picked, huh?
Yeah.
Bitcoin and Ethereum, those were kind of expected, right?
Yeah, the big two, they're like the foundation of the market. Huge market caps, proven track records.
Right, makes sense.
Mm.
Then there's XRP. Always a bit of a wild card.
Yeah, with those SEC battles still going on, it's definitely a controversial pick.
It is. Maybe Trump's hinting he's open to assets beyond the mainstream, you think?
Possibly. It's a bold statement, that's for sure.
Okay, then there's Solana, all about speed and scalability, right? Like DeFi loves it.
Right, Solana can handle tons of transactions per second. It's a real contender to Ethereum in that space for sure.
And lastly, Cardano. That one saw a huge GE price jump after Trump mentioned it.
Oh yeah, that 70% surge was wild.
Makes you wonder why these specific coins, though. It's a mix of established players, controversial assets, and then, newer projects with big ambitions.
It's a diverse portfolio, that's for sure. Some say, including Cardano, with its super rigorous development process, maybe shows Trump's thinking long-term. Stability, security, all that.
Makes sense.
Others think it's strategic, aligning with Charles Hoskinson, Cardano's founder.
Yeah.
He's been pretty vocal about wanting government involvement in crypto.
Ah, so maybe playing the political game there, too.
Could be. It's all pretty open to interpretation, which is what makes it so fascinating.
Right. Each choice has, layers of meaning. Speaking of fascinating, though, there's also that White House Crypto Summit coming up, the first one ever.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. A lot of buzz about it.
What's the deal with it? Who's going? What's on the agenda? Should we even care?
Oh, definitely care. It's going to be a big deal. Key players from the whole crypto world will be there. Developers, investors, regulators, everyone.
So the who's who of crypto.
Exactly. They'll be hashing out all the big topics like the future of crypto regulation in the U.S., the potential of blockchain, the whole 9 yards. And of course, this crypto strategic reserve is going to be front and center.
Okay, so lots of high-level talk. But what about, the average person? Does any of this matter to them?
Absolutely. This summit could totally reshape the industry. Watch for any specific policy changes they propose. Like, are we getting clear regulations finally? Or is it going to stay this murky mess?
Right, right.
And the tone of the discussions matters too. Is it collaborative, forward-thinking? Or are people going to be fighting and resisting change? It'll be telling for sure.
Sounds like a turning point for crypto in the U.S. What are some potential outcomes, good and bad?
Well, on the one hand, this whole thing, the government getting involved, especially with someone like Trump leading the charge, it could really push crypto into the mainstream.
Makes sense. He does know how to get attention.
Right. And if he's all about crypto, could bring in more big investors, legitimize it for all the doubters, even spark innovation as companies try to cash in.
So boom time for crypto.
It's possible, yeah. But we've got to be realistic. There are downsides, too. Like stricter rules, sure, they bring clarity, but they could also stifle new ideas or give an unfair advantage to certain players.
Yeah, the unintended consequences.
Exactly. Plus, there's the whole politicization thing. Could become less about tech and more about geopolitical chess moves.
Yeah, like we've seen with China's digital yuan.
Precisely. And then there's that fundamental clash, right? Crypto's supposed to be decentralized, so does more government involvement even make sense?
It's almost like they're opposites.
Right. So will this just fuel the debate even more about centralized versus decentralized systems?
Yeah.
It's a big question mark.
Lots of big questions hanging in the air. This is getting really thought-provoking. But hey, that's what we do here, right?
Dive deep.
Exactly. So, to recap, we've talked about Trump's flip-flopping on crypto, the mystery of this crypto strategic reserve, and that big crypto summit coming up. It's a lot, but here's the point. It's not just about headlines, it's about you.
Yeah, how does all this impact your own crypto journey?
Right. Are you seeing more potential benefits or more risks on the horizon? It's something to think about.
For sure. And don't forget, we're all part of this story as it unfolds. The choices those bigwigs make, they affect your financial future, your privacy, even your role in shaping this tech landscape. It's kind of exciting, but also kind of scary.
It's wild, right? Like just a few years ago, crypto was this niche thing, and now it's practically a political football.
Yeah, it's definitely moved from the sidelines to center stage, and we're all watching to see how this next play unfolds.
And we're all part of the game, whether we realize it or not. So any tips for folks who want to stay ahead of the curve, like besides listening to this deep dive, obviously?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, first off, don't just skim the headlines. You got to dig deeper, read different opinions, try to see the bigger picture.
Right. Don't just follow the hype.
Exactly. And stay up to date on regulations. Those are constantly changing, and they can really shake up the market.
Oh, yeah. Those SEC cases can make or break a coin.
No kidding. Another thing, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify, just like with any investment.
Solid advice.
And most importantly, you got to be a little skeptical. This space is full of, get-rich-quick schemes, so don't fall for the hype.
Words to live by. Do your research, be cautious, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And hey, if you ever feel lost, that's what we're here for. We'll keep bringing you these deep dives, break down those complex topics, and hopefully help you make sense of it all.
Because knowledge is power, especially in a world where crypto is, changing everything. All right, that's a wrap for this deep dive. Huge thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world of crypto.